Hi, I'm so glad you could join me for this video. It is a 1-hour practice of Vinyasa flow. And I've asked my twin sister, we are identical, Linda, to join me. I am Lisa, I'm a 200-hour yoga instructor, as well as an ACE certified personal trainer. So these videos, all of them on my channel, are meant to give you access to greater wellness, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or otherwise. This flow is a beginner to intermediate flow, but anyone can really do it. You'll still find benefit if you're more advanced. But follow Linda for modifications. So if you have limited flexibility, or maybe shoulder or core strength isn't where it used to be or where you want it to be, you'll want to follow some of the modifications that Linda will be doing. We're going to start seated, but we'll be standing, and we'll end up back on the mat. And this will run about a full hour. Stop and start this video if it's your first time, as much as you need to visually connect with what's going on. But then as you progress, really listen. I do a lot of alignment cueing, and that's how we keep it safe for the joints, for the back, the shoulders, and that's what is key and crucial. And you need to learn those sensations in your own body when you're feeling proper alignment. So I'll be doing a lot of cueing, so follow along. The most important thing, and it truly is the pranayama, the breath. I have a video on this channel on the Ujjayi breath, and you'll want to review that if you don't know it. But the breath is meant to be our guide and our refuge and our fuel. It is our guide because it takes us into a pose and out of a pose. We use the breath also to notice how far we're riding the edge. And in yoga, that edge is the place where we're fully active and working, and even working through discomfort. But as long as you can keep the breath moving and you're not holding your breath, you're in a safe place. So we learn to use the breath to ride that edge. It also will bring us back to that deep diaphragmatic breathing, which fuels the practice. If you need to at any time, Linda's going to show you child's pose. At any time during the practice, because it's your practice and you need to listen to your body, you need to go into child's pose just to refuel and to refocus. If you're in a class, if you're doing this video at any time, feel free to do that so that you can get the most out of your practice. And then take a couple breaths, let the heart rate come down, bring the focus back, and then join back in whenever you're ready. All right, so we're going to get started, and I hope that you'll incorporate yoga, whether it's 15 minutes or a full hour practice, more regularly in your body. The last thing I'll say about that is yoga gives back in spades everything it takes. The energy it takes, the time it takes, the focus it takes. After practicing yoga, you'll get more of that back. You'll be more energized, you'll have more oxygen in your blood throughout the day, you'll have more freedom in your movement, more productivity because of your focus. So that's a powerful way we take yoga off the mat. So go ahead and sit down on your mat. You don't have to have a mat. You can have an imaginary mat, that's fine. It just kind of defines this sacred space that we're giving to ourselves to focus our practice on. So I also tell my students, what happens on your mat stays on your mat, meaning we are not comparing ourselves to other people in the class when we're in a class or in a group practice. It's very personal and very corporate at the same time. All right, so to get started, we're going to start in a seated position. You might want to start in easy seated pose with a blanket under your sits bone. Your sits bones are at the bottom of your pelvic girdle, the 2 points. Whether you're on a blanket so that you can be more comfortable and have a nice straight back. It should feel as if you're seated against a wall and there's a slight pelvic tilt forward. So if you need to, if your hip flexors are tight and your knees are up high, you might need to lengthen out your legs a little bit and sit on a blanket. If not, go ahead and just sit with the sits bones there, and you might go into half lotus, where you're going to pull the heel towards the belly button and put it right here in the hip crease. And maybe that works for you on one side or the other. Over time, as your hips open, then you'll be able to do the other side, and then eventually you'll be able to move into full lotus like I am without rounding back. All right, so now that we're set up for starting, let's go ahead. We'll start with our eyes closed. This is just so that we can come to the breath and into the focus, just like a funnel. leaving whatever has already happened in your day and what may or may not happen after this practice, and come to the present moment, to just the inhale and the exhale. So we're funneling in that focus all the way down to the diaphragm. Breathe as deeply as you can through the nose. Fill the lungs to almost that place of discomfort. And then exhale till they're fully empty. So as we breathe this way, we want to even out the tension. So it's in and out through the nose only. It's an even tension. I like to picture the bow of a violin over the strings evenly. Listen for the breath. It should sound like the fogging of a mirror. You might be able to hear Linda and me in just a minute, but I'm talking a lot, so maybe not. But the lungs should be filling and widening the rib cage. If you'd like, you can take the front finger of your hands and put them on the bottom rib, and the thumb on the back, and then breathe into that space in between. The rib cage widens out and pulls in. Very important to breathe deeply, really oxygenating the blood. Keep breathing in this Ujjayi manner. Eyes are closed. We're going to work our way into seated mountain. We're going to activate all the muscle fibers that we can in our body. So even though we're still, we're going to be really working hard and active. The first thing we do is shift our shoulders up over our hips. It's as if we're seated against a wall. Next thing we're going to do is engage our body locks. We have a pelvic floor lock. So imagine, and in your mind's eye, see that diamond shape of muscle and tissue on the pelvic floor. On an inhale, like you're closing an umbrella, lift that diamond shaped muscle and tissue and hold it there on the exhale. Over time, this gets easier. Feel that sensation, maybe engaging and disengaging a few times to feel the difference. With continued practice, you'll be able to hold that pelvic floor lock, that Mula Bandha, that's Sanskrit, without thinking about it. The next one is at the belly button. On an inhale, pull the belly button towards the spine. Hold that through the inhale and the exhale. Again, because we're breathing through our diaphragm, not with our belly, we can hold the tummy in and breathe evenly, inhale and exhale. So just begin to practice that. Good. Lengthening out the breath, 4 or 5 counts on the inhale and the exhale. And the next thing we're going to do is reach through the crown of the head. So feel the tailbone rooting down, the sits bones rooting down into the mat, the tailbone reaching down, and reach up through the crown of the head. We're making space in the spine. And we're engaging all of the muscles around the torso. And that's what we want. We want to hold that engagement. Again, we're active but still. Let's lift the shoulders towards our ears. Reach the shoulders back. Slide the shoulder blades, the scapula, towards each other across the back. You'll feel the heart kind of lift. Reach them down as if you're tethering them to the back of the hips. That is your shoulder girdle engagement. We want to hold that engagement. So now we're nice and open across the sternum, and the shoulders are reaching back and down. From that place of engagement, extend the arms. Take the back of the hands to the knees. Take the crease of the elbow towards the ceiling. You should feel the biceps and the triceps engage. Reach through all 10 fingers and the hand. You'll feel the forearms and the hand engage. Now draw the thumb and the pointer finger together in gentle opposition. We have an energetic circle. It's a micro picture of that dynamic tension that we're creating throughout the body. We're moving that energy in all directions by reaching and engaging throughout the body. We are now in seated mountain. Take a moment with the eyes closed to feel what seated mountain feels like. Now we open the eyes. We hold that sensation. We're going to bring our fingertips out to the side, and we're going to reach our hands out and up on an inhale. Begin the inhale. That's our guide. And let the arms follow. Big inhale. We can drop the head back. Press the palms together. Reach with the fingertips. Exhale as if we're pressing the air out. We're using intention and resistance. Tuck the chin, reach through the crown of the head. Let's do that again. Follow your breath pattern. Big inhale. Big exhale. Getting taller, reaching the shoulder blades back and down. Now, you're going to mirror me. So I'm going to inhale I'm going to say it's my right arm, it's my left. So I'll be calling out the arm or the foot that you're supposed to be using. So inhale the right arm up. Set the shoulder blade back down. You might notice that the The shoulder wants to migrate up. Set it back down, make some space. Lengthen the arm out. On an exhale, we want to reach over to the side, long arm without bending it, and just reach. If the front shoulder has migrated forward, stack those shoulders. Got a little gentle rotation up here. And send some energy down into the right sits bone. So we've got that opposition going, reaching through the arm and the fingertips and down through the sits bone. Now breathe up into that. Feel the rib cage expand on that side, warming those muscles, lengthening those muscles. We're using the breath to make more space in the body and to keep it active. So about 3 breaths, 3 to 5. Inhale up, exhale that hand down. Let's do the other side. Inhale the left arm up. Reset that shoulder down, lengthen the arm, and exhale over. Again, find that opposition. Send some energy down through that sits bone and all the way up through the fingertip. We should feel it all along the side body here. Breathe up into that rib cage there. Feel it open with the inhale. Hold that length on the exhale. Inhale back up, exhale that arm down. We're going to inhale both arms up into a steeple mudra. Mudra is just a name, Sanskrit for hand posture. So we've got the fingers clasped, pointers up, thumbs wrapped, palms all the way together. Now draw the biceps as best you can back by the ears, lengthen the arms, but now again, make some space, send the shoulder blades back, down. On an inhale, let's lengthen the spine and the arms all the way up. We're going to exhale over, reaching for the horizon. Keep the sits bones anchored until the fingertips come down to the floor. On an inhale, lengthen from fingertip to tailbone. Create as much length as you can. Hold that length. Breathing, using the breath again to open up the back body. Every inhale, we'll feel the upper back stretch. We'll hold that length on the exhale. Feel the belly pull away from the thighs as we keep the abdominal wall engaged. Keep breathing, using the breath. Stabilize the abdominal wall, and on an inhale, reach out and up, just the way we came down. All the way, and then exhale the hands down. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to come on over to all fours. I'm going to roll over my knees. Linda's going to sweep her legs around. Either is fine. All right, so then we're going to move back to the center of our mats for tabletop. In tabletop, it's really all fours, but what we want to do is make sure that the wrist, elbow, and the shoulder is stacked. It's more stable that way if the joints are stacked. Spread the fingertips out. There's a tendency to keep a lot of weight in the heel of the hands. Shift it over all the hand. It's a stronger platform. We want to strengthen our fingers too. Look back and notice that the knees are falling directly below the hip joint, not the outer hip, but the hip joint. And then all 10 toes are directly behind the knees and reaching into the mat to keep the legs active. The next thing we want to do is press up across the shoulder bridge for a strong shoulder bridge. Level the head off, so we tuck the chin just a little bit so the back of the head is even with the back, and we pull the belly button in, strengthening our spine, protecting the low back. This is your tabletop. We'll move into cat and cow. Take an inhale and tabletop. On the exhale, arch the back. Pull the hips towards the armpits underneath the body and tuck the chin so tightly it's uncomfortable, creating as much arch as we can. Now reverse the curve on the inhale. Begin to inhale. Let the belly come down, open the hips behind, slide the shoulder blades back, and even stretch the eyes up. It's good for the ocular muscles. All right, let's flow through with the breath. Exhaling with the cat, use all of the exhale, reaching the peak of the pose at the end of the exhale. And then inhale, reverse the curve. Again, using all of the exhale. One more breath cycle. Follow your breath in your timing, not even mine or from your class, not the person next to you, but your own breath. Finish out that breath cycle. Come back to tabletop. The next thing we're going to do is called spinal balance. There's a bit of a balance aspect to this. We're going to take the right hand, reach it forward so the bicep and the ear are aligned. Spread those fingertips out. Keep it active. Reach the opposite foot, the left foot back. And we're going to set it up for a strong flex by digging all 5 toes and the ball of the foot into the mat. So you can reach through the heel there and you feel a very straight leg engaged. Now lift that flexed foot and that heel even with the hip. Make sure the supporting arm is nice and strong so we're not sinking into it, and pull that belly button in. Last thing, reach from the fingertips to the heel in opposition. Get longer. Now you're at the fullest expression. Let's exhale down. We'll do spinal balance on the other side. We're going to set it up. So now the left hand comes up, the right foot reaches back. Let's set it up by reaching the toes in flexing that foot. That way we get the feeling. Lift the heel, strengthen the shoulder, pull the belly button in and reach as long as you can. We're going to flow with that. We're going to exhale to tabletop. The foot's going to go straight out. It's not going to go to the mat. The hand's going to go straight out. On the inhale, reach out, find the fullest expression, get as long as you can, and then exhale. We're going to flow with the breath. This is called moving tiger when we flow with spinal balance. Reach. With control and intention. Exhale, strong tabletop. Inhale one more time each side. Reaching from fingertip to heel. Keep the shoulder strong. Belly button pulled in. Keep the breath moving. Let's come to tabletop. Excellent. All right, next thing is going to be a kneeling side plank. We'll do the same thing. We'll set it up and then we'll flow with it. So we're going to take the right hand slightly ahead of the shoulder to give us a place to move into. We're going to kickstand out the foot on the same side. Extend now the left foot, flexing it, sweeping the left hand up. Imagine that you're leaning against a wall, the back of the hand, both shoulders, and the hips are on that wall. Flex the foot, lift it hip level on the left side. Look up, reach up, press up, pull the belly button in. See if you can find a full, long breath here. Keep it active. Beautiful. There's a balancing aspect to this. We're building shoulder strength, core strength. Exhale down. Let's set up on the other side. Now that hand comes slightly forward. The left hand, we kickstand the left foot out for balance. Extending the right leg, sweeping the right hand up against that imaginary wall behind us. Look up, reach up, flex that foot, lift it hip level. Pull the belly button in. Open up, reach up, keep it active. Deepen the breath again. Beautiful, beautiful. Exhale down. All right, we're going to move that just like we did moving tiger with the breath. Regroup and breathe and join in when you're ready. Beautiful. All right, here we go. We're going to sweep up on an inhale. Flex that foot, reach through the heel. Exhaling down. Flow with it. Use the breath. Use intention, reaching. Exhaling down. There's a beautiful strength and fluidity in yoga. Inhaling. Exhaling. I'm going to finish this out. Inhale. Flex that foot, reach through the heel. Open up, look up. Exhale down. All right. We're going to move into a full side balance, side plank. Now, Linda is going to stay in the kneeling side balance. If it takes a lot of shoulder and core strength, maybe you're not there, maybe you want to try it and it doesn't work out so well, that's fine. Move into what Linda's doing. It's what we just did. All right, but we're going to set up very similar the same way. The hand comes a little bit forward on the right side. We still kickstand out. But we're going to take the left foot, and instead of just flexing it, we're going to plant it so that the knee and the arch of the foot is lined up. We've got the arch of the foot, the knee, and the hand all in a line. We're going to go ahead and sweep up on the left side. Now press into the supporting hand and shoulder. Pull the belly button in. Press in to the foot that is planted in the mat. Now take the right foot, flex it, put it in front of. You may have to try a couple times. Keep pressing up. Lift the hips. Open up. Reach back. See if you can find a couple full breaths here. If you need to move to a kneeling side plank in the middle of it, that's fine. We build strength every time we try. All right. Exhale down to tabletop. Let's set up for the other side. How you doing? All right. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. All right. Let's set up. So we've got the heel of the hand, the knee, and the foot in line, but we're planting the arch of the foot. We're planting that right foot. We're reaching up, really press out with the supporting hand, pull the belly button in, lift the hip up. Now, if you like, extend. A further progression would be to stack the flexed feet together for a greater balance challenge. Reaching up and out, shaking is good. You're at your max. We want that. Breathe. And then come on out of it. Exhale. Let's all take a child's pose. Send the hips back towards the heels. Slide the hands forward. Even lift the scapula. Keep it active and breathe into that. Hips are reaching back. We're finding that opposition. Pressing the hands forward. All right. On an inhale, just come on up to tabletop again. Set up that strong tabletop. We're going to find your first down dog. Coming from tabletop down dog is a great way of establishing a good distance from your hands and feet when you lift into down dog. So let's go ahead and tuck the toes. Send the hips back. Just lift the knees a little bit first and feel that. So we're in the toes and the knees are lifted. Straighten the legs. Keep the heels lifted first. Straighten the legs all the way if you can. Shift the shoulders and the hips back. Now draw the heels down towards the mat. Doesn't matter if they ever reach the mat. Keep breathing and inhaling. Let's walk the dog, and then we'll go over a little bit more of the form of down dog. We're going to lift the right heel and press the left heel into the mat. Let's do the other side, working with the breath. We don't want to move too quickly through this because we want to stretch the sole of the foot, the plantar fascia, and the toes on the lifted heel. We want to stretch the Achilles and the calf on the heel that's reaching into the mat. So move with the breath, with intention. You're not rushing through anything. All right, bring both heels back down. All right, since we're going to use a lot of down dog, I'm going to demonstrate on Linda what's really important. Notice that her legs are as straight as can be. You can have a micro bend if you need to, but work towards, that's not always available. Work towards straightening them. The other thing is she's got her weight back, which helps because this is hard on the shoulders, but you build strength over time. It actually becomes a restful position. So she's moving. The energy is like if I walked my hands up here and I pressed up and back on her hips, got this nice, beautiful long line, and the rib cage is moving towards the thighs. The shoulder blades are moving up the back. There's lots of space here. Beautiful. All right, so that's your down dog. So now we're going to bend our knees. And we're going to look to where we're walking. So I'm going to step between my hands. Linda's going to walk between the hands. Bent knees. It's our first forward fold, so we don't want it to be too deep. Linda's going to be hip distance apart. I'm going to be toes and heels together. We want to either be hip distance apart, 2 fists between, or toes and heels all the way together. This is a little less stability, so it's going to challenge my balance a little bit, and that's fine. If you need to hip distance apart, both are correct. Bend the knees deeply. Exhale the torso, draping it down the thighs. Let the head completely go. We've got this great traction set up for our neck. We've got like 8 or 9 pounds on the head. And if we fully release it, it's tractioning out the neck. So slowly nod the head, yes. And then side to side. Releasing everything. We're in a forward fold. It's an inversion. We're taking the oxygenated blood to our brain, reversing it through the lymphatic system, all good stuff. That's why we're holding it here for a couple of breaths. We are going to lift by pressing through the feet in a reverse swan dive so that hands come out to the side. Inhale, reach, keep it active, straighten the legs all the way. Hands come together overhead or shoulder distance apart, and then exhale. So now we're in Namaste, which is a slightly resting pose. I'm still active through the core and my legs and everything, but my hands and my arms are soft. If we were in standing mountain, just like seated mountain, I'd be reaching down. The Namaste is like a brief resting pose. All right, we are now going to move into sun salutations. So bear with me. Linda will be doing the modifications. Take your push-ups, basically what they are in the middle of this, from a kneeling plank if you're building strength in your core and your shoulders like Linda will be doing. In a full plank, if you're a little bit stronger in that way. But there's only one way to find out, and that's by doing it. So here we go. Follow along. Inhaling the arms all the way up overhead, pressing them together or shoulder distance, reaching. Exhale, soften the knees, flow down at the bottom, release everything into that forward fold, let go. We're moving to a flat back. Inhale, straighten the legs and the arms and the spine, so you're in an L shape. Linda's using the block to bring the floor closer to her. If she didn't have the block, she would just connect there. You might be here, but we don't want to sacrifice. Linda, round the upper body for a minute. Yeah. We want to roll the shoulders back and create an L shape. Everything's engaged. Reach from the tailbone to the top of the head. That's our flat back. Memorize that feeling. We are going to step back to a plank. I'm going to move into a full plank. Linda's going to move into a kneeling plank. You want the hips and the shoulders and the knees in a one long diagonal line. Bring your hips a little more forward and shoulders a little more forward, Linda. There you go. Press up through the arms. Now we're going to lower. Bring the elbows in. They're going to want to go out. Bring them to the rib cage. Bring the shoulders even with the elbows. Inhale to up dog. Press and straighten the arms. Roll the shoulders back, lift the kneecaps if that's available to you. Let the hips hang. There is your up dog. We're establishing each pose in the sun salutation, and then we will flow with it. Tuck toes. We're going to hinge up or go to knees and then hinge up to that down dog we were just in. However you get there, that's fine. Get there. Once you're there, 3 long breaths. Think of inhaling that energy up the arms to the hips, and then exhaling it down through the heels and the legs and across the floor. Keep it flowing. Keep it active. 3 long breaths. We use down dog to refocus, to refuel, and then crouching tiger again. We exhale, bending the knees, lifting the hips, looking where we're going to walk or step. Step forward on the inhale all the way to flat back. Straighten legs, arms, and back. Exhale, forward fold. Release down into forward fold. Swan dive, reverse. Inhale all the way up. Press through those feet. Here we go. Exhale, Namaste. We're going to do 2 more, and we're going to flow with the breath. We set up the first one to warm up the body, memorize those positions at their fullest expression, and now we'll flow with it. They're so good, sun salutations, to heat the body and to just work. You're going to feel your heart rate lifted. You might glisten a little. All right, here we go. Inhaling up. Exhaling, forward fold. Just flow down. Release it all at the bottom. Let go. Just hang there. Now fill everything with the breath. Inhale to flat back, straight legs, straight arms. Reach through the crown of the head, tailbone. Exhale, stepping back, kneeling or full plank. Establish the plank, then lower like you're in hydraulics. Draw the elbows in, even with the shoulders. Inhale, straighten up, press up, top of the toes for up dog. Hips release, shoulders back. Exhale, find your down dog, however you find it. Adjust as necessary. And now 3 breaths. Keep it active. You can take child's pose if you need to, anytime. Third exhale. Crouching tiger. Get all the air out first. Step or walk forward. Let it bloom all the way to a flat back. Engage everything. Exhale, release, especially the upper body. Legs should stay a little straighter if they're warm. Reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, Namaste. Now we got it. Let's do it again. Inhaling up. Exhale, flow down. Release at the bottom. Come to flat back. Exhale. Full or kneeling plank. Slowly lower. Big inhale to up dog. Now down dog on the exhale. Finish that exhale. 3 breath cycles. Use the breath to regain your focus. The brain's a little squirrely here. The heart rate's lifted. Things are being taxed. That's good. Third exhale, crouching tiger. Inhaling to flat back. Let it bloom. Let it engage. And then exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale all the way up. Reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, Namaste. Alrighty, we're warm now. That's good. We're going to move into chair flow, and chair balance. We want everyone to have, for chair, at least this chair that we're doing, hip distance apart. So you can check if you're hip distance apart by putting the 2 fists between and make sure the feet are parallel. You're not in or out. Really strong legs. Roll the shoulders back. Let's start in Namaste. Grow through the crown of the head, pull the belly button in. In chair, we're simply going to sit back in that imaginary chair that someone is pulling away from us. So the knees and the hips are moving back, arms are moving up. Keep the heart lifted. Look down. Notice if the knees are traveling too far forward, and see if you can bring them back over the ankles a little bit more. All the weight is in the heels. You want to feel like you're about to fall down. That's good. We're riding that edge. Lift the heart as a baby back bend up here. And breathe. You should really feel this. All right, hands come to prayer as we stand. Bring it through the midline of the body all the way down. So we're going to flow just like that with the breath. All right, so chair flow. Follow along. We've already established our deepest chair. That's what we want to hit at the end of the inhale. Inhale into that deepest chair. Exhale and stand. Keep the air moving. Inhale, sit back, sit back, sit back. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. All right, here we go. Inhale, I want you to hold it at the bottom. Hold it, bring the hands to prayer, bring them to the center. Take the thumbs into the sternum so you're connected to the body. Wrists are even with the elbows. I know I'm leaving you here. You're going to go into chair balance. Lift one heel, ball the foot and all 5 toes, and then the other one. Find a focal point on the floor, something that's not moving. Think about it. Sit a little deeper, lift the heart a little bit more, lift the heels. You may have to come in and out of this a few times, that's fine. Woohoo! Now you feel your quadriceps. Drop your heels, inhale up. Okay. Exhale down. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, awesome. All right, good job. 2 balancing poses, tree and hand to foot. Let's start with tree. Go ahead and bring your feet either all the way together or hip distance apart, it's up to you. The hands can be in Namaste with a little bit of a reach down for stabilization, or they can be in the hips. I like things connected when I'm working, so I like to put my hands on my hips. It's up to you. Remember, your practice is your own. Make it your own. All right, as long as your alignment is good, you're good. All right, let's shift our weight over into the left foot, bend the right knee. Rotate it out. Keep it, the feeling of it opening. Engage the glute behind there. In tree, we've moved the center of the tree where it's balanced over to the other foot. So keep that line growing. I want you to think of growing roots down to the foot, but then drawing water, energy up through so you're growing, but it all moves to the midline of the body. Balance is as much a state of mind as it is finding that fine-tuning of what's active and what's fluid. Keep the stabilizing leg engaged. So you'll know if it's not because this quadricep softens and the kneecap is soft. You don't want to lock it out, but you want to keep it engaged. Keep the quadricep working. That's going to be more stable. A lot of tendency to bend the knee and get real wobbly in the hips. You don't want that. All right, so in tree, Linda's going to give you some options too. First thing we're going to do is draw the foot to the ankle. Now, if balance is a real issue for you, and for some people it is, for a lot of different reasons, just kickstand it. Bring the ball of the foot and the toe down into the mat like Linda's doing. Go ahead and test if you'd like, if you're feeling strong and stable, by bringing the foot to the calf. We never want to place the foot on the side of the kneecap. It's not meant to move laterally. We don't want to put that pressure there. So come in now to a tree as much as you need to. If you'd like to take it further, we reach down, we grab the ankle, and we press it inside the upper thigh. Again, not on the kneecap. But we want this connection moving. Everything's connected. And keep lifted and the spine aligned. You can bring the hands to prayer. If your tree is feeling stable, again, find a point on the floor that's not moving. And try not to overreact. We're learning to micromanage our reactions and our control of what we engage and what we loosen. If that's feeling really good, you'd like to take it a step further, then you can extend your branches. Reach up and out, lengthen the arms, lift the heart. Tree is beautiful. You can take the eye line up high for a greater balance challenge. Eventually, closing the eyes. I don't recommend that too often, unless you really practice a lot. We have great balance. But if you fall out of a tree, just build it back up. That's fine. That's how we grow. Let's come out of it with as much control as possible the way we went into it. All right, awesome. Let's even out the sides. Let go of what happened on that side. Try and do the same thing, but let it be its own side. Our balances and our strengths are different. We honor that in yoga. We don't force anything. All right, so we're going to shift our weight over now to the right foot, bend the left knee, rotate it out, feel that glute engage, feel that knee continue to work out. We don't want anything to get soft. Everything stays engaged. It's more stable that way too. All right, so find the foot where you want it. Bring it to the level that feels good. If it doesn't work, build it back. Take your time. Important to stay where you are that day. It changes. Build your tree. Bring it to prayer at the heart if you'd like. And then if you'd like to grow your branches. Take your gaze up if you'd like. Lift the heart and reach while you're rooting down. Find that strength, that stability. Sometimes it's a windy day and the trees are very swaying. That's fine. Doesn't matter. All right, bring the hands through the midline of the body. Come out of it with as much control as you can. All right, next, we're going to move into hand to foot. It's really important, especially in this pose, tree two, that we don't move past where our body is ready. It's so often to want to go to the end of the pose, the ta-da that you've seen. But keep in mind, if your body's not ready for that and you pull it out of alignment, you can injure yourself And the person who has either natural flexibility and strength or has been practicing a long time has to progress to get the same benefit you're getting. You're getting all the benefit that they are if you're working at your level to your progression. And that's why we call it a practice. We don't arrive. So very important to keep that in mind. Let's shift again over into the left foot, bend the right knee. Again, we really want a nice, strong, stable core and trunk. So hands are on the hips. I'm going to go ahead and go into the foothold. I'm going to grab my foot. Linda is going to start by just lifting her knee and finding the balance there. So find your balance where you can, but remember to bring the shoulder back, up, and back. So you don't want it rounded forward. I'm out of balance here, and I'm not working the way I should. The next thing is I like to have a hand on the hip because I can roll that shoulder back, not let it round, and keep this all engaged and open. That's so important. If all that's working, great. Start to press the heel out. Linda's going to go for the ankle. So here's a good place to stop. Maybe I don't have the flexibility yet to straighten my leg. Over time, please stop, and if you don't have that flexibility, and resist the urge to try and press it out there or reach forward. Keep the shoulder back, keep this energetic circle going. Shoulder moving back, shoulder blade, reach through the heel, and eventually you'll be able to straighten the leg. After that happens, maybe a year, whatever, depending on how much you practice, then you'll be able to reach it out to the side, like so. But don't ever sacrifice the form to try and get to some tada place. You'll end up injuring yourself. I've done it. So take time, be patient, enjoy the process. A lot of things we take off the mat that we learn in yoga. Let's do the other side. So at your pace, shift over. If you fall out, start again from the base, building everything back up to that strong foundation. When you're ready, the hold that we want is peace finger hold between the big toe and the second toes, where your flip-flops go. Put your thumb on the toenail. There's a neurological connection that helps balance there when you do that. Lift back up, open the heart wherever you're at. Strengthen the standing leg, make sure the quadriceps engaged. Keep breathing. Press the heel out if you're all the way there. Keep the shoulder moving back. And breathe. Keep breathing. Keep that circle of energy going. And then come out of it the way you went into it. Nice. All right, we're going to keep moving. Great. I don't know about you, but I'm getting warm. That's good. It's hot yoga today. We're in Georgia. So, all right, here we go. All right, so now we're going to move into our flow. Vinyasa, this is a form of flow and power yoga. Vinyasa means to flow. So we'll have these mini salutation type things in the middle. All right, so here we go. We're moving into our standing poses. I have a whole video on standing poses. You can look at that too. It breaks them down if you'd like. All right, here we go. Hip distance apart or together, it's up to you. Samastitihi. Pull that belly button in. Send the shoulder blades back. Reach through the crown of the head, engage the legs, and breathe. Just listen and move. Inhale, hands overhead. Baby back bend, just draw a line across the ceiling tiles. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees, let everything flow down and release. Inhale, engage everything to a strong, flat back. Exhale to knees or toes. You can mix it up. Maybe you want to go to knees now. All the way to the hover. Big inhale to your up dog. And exhale to down dog. Good. Adjust your down dog. Find a couple breaths here. All right, we are going to move into our standing poses. The first one is going to be moving our foot forward into a lunge. Linda is going to help her foot forward. This can be awkward if you haven't done it before. Use the same side hand around the ankle as you would the foot that's moving forward. Over time, it's going to build that coordination and strength in the body. So inhale the right foot forward, and you're aiming for in between your hands, parallel foot. Knee is over the ankle, not forward of it, over it. If you need to adjust, adjust. Very important for the knee. The back leg is straight. All 5 toes and the ball of the foot is reaching into the mat. Reach through the heel. We're going to lift into this lunge into Exalted Warrior. You may have to climb up like Linda, but inhale all the energy to the midline of the body. Bring the hands in and up. We're in exalted warrior. Shoulder blades are down, arms are lengthened. Deep bend, back leg is straight. If you soften it, you're gonna get all wobbly in the hips and unstable. Reach through that back heel. Find a focal point straight ahead and gaze. And your warrior-like gaze. It's a strong, beautiful pose, exalted warrior. We'll move to warrior one now. You're gonna drop the back heel into the mat at an angle. When that happens, the hips usually open up. Close the hips as much as you can to the front, rotate them back around. Lengthen the arms again, deepen the bend. So your warrior one might be shallow, so do a little shallower one if you can't lunge as much. Even shorten the stance for a minute, Lynn. Just to show, that's fine. That's a valid warrior one. Over time, as space and strength opens up in your body, you'll be in a longer lunge. This is warrior one. I know, you're like, when are we gonna get out of this, right? That's normal, everybody thinks that. But we're building endurance and strength. And you might not like me a little bit, and that's good too. I'm doing my job. All right.
Good point. Good point.
All right. Open up, shoulders and hips. You can take child's pose anytime you want to, Linda. All right, open the shoulders and the hips. So to see the long edge of the mat, we want to be the same distance. So the back hip is not forward at all. It's like you're squeezed between two panes of glass. Shoulders, hips, everything aligned. Now reach out from those shoulders. Turn the head, look over the middle, 3 fingers. Reach in opposite direction to bring the shoulders down. Glance down at that knee. Has it rolled in? That happens a lot. Bring it back out and over the middle toes. Last thing, send the tailbone down. Sometimes we get a really sway back. Send the tailbone down, pull the belly button in. Now, really sit evenly, shoulders over hips, into your warrior one. It's a very strong, powerful pose. All right, you've been there long enough. Keep the lunge. Turn the palms up. We're going to inhale the front hand to the ceiling. Reach it up, keep it long. The back hand can drop, kind of ride along the leg as we move our eyes past the fingertips. Lengthen the arm. Keep the shoulders stacked so we're not rotating forward. Knee bending. And breathe. Good. All right, inhale back to a strong warrior two. All right, now we're going to move into side angle, pinnacle pose. Linda's going to give you a modification to help you stay connected and not feel like you're getting too weak, all right? So we're going to turn the palms towards the front body. Keep the shoulders over the hips and rotate like hands on a clock. The front arm goes down to 6. Connect the forearm into the inner thigh or rest it gently on the thigh. Look up, open up. We're against that imaginary wall, top of the back of the hands, shoulders, hips are all on that wall, so it's nice and open. If you can deepen the bend and open both arms, if the front hand is down, keep it active, look up, and breathe. Very intense, powerful pose. Good. Inhale, back up to warrior two. Now straighten the front leg. Both legs are straight. My back hip tends to migrate forward, so open it back up. Now we are going to take the shoulders forward. Shoulders and hands slide forward. Straight, straight legs. This is triangle. Now turn the hands like hands on a clock down to 6 and 12. Linda's going to show you how to use the block to bring the floor closer to you. You can always keep the hand on the leg. Try not to sink down into it. Eventually, over time, everything will open up and you'll be at the mat. Don't worry about depth. Worry about form. That's where the magic happens. All right, from here, we're going to take the top hand down to the floor. Rotate the torso towards the mat. We're going to lift the back heel. We're back in that lunge. Only now we're going to move into pyramid. So we're going to scoot the back foot, just scoot it forward about 3 feet behind the heel of the front foot and hip distance. So we're not directly behind because balance would be too hard. We're hip distance apart. Parallel feet, put the weight evenly between the feet or a slight angle of the back foot. We want to work on straightening the front leg. You might have to come up higher if this hamstring is really tight. That's fine, but both legs need to be straight using the block or the leg. Bring the back hip forward. It may have opened up. Square the hips off to the front edge of the mat. This might feel funky at first. That's okay, because we have to even the weight out between the front and the back foot. Reach the top of the head towards the big toe. So we've got this energy moving up the back of the legs and then down the spine. We're lengthening the spine at the same time, so keep it active. Nice. Keep breathing. Bet you're ready for a little break. Walk the hands forward, bend the front knee, bring the back foot alongside the front foot, drop the hips. We're falling down into squat. Well, hopefully not really falling down. You might know, it's a balance challenge. Interesting choice of words. Squeeze the knees and breathe. Guess what? We have to do all that on the other side, and then we get to come down through that. All right, so place the hands on the floor or the mat, wherever it's at. Lift the hips into a forward fold. Take a couple breaths here. Just release the upper body. Maybe straighten the legs a little bit. We're warmer now, and we're working towards a forward fold with straight legs and a lengthened spine anyway. All right, reverse swan dive. Press through the feet. Open up. Big inhale. Get as much air as you can. Maybe a baby back bend. That feels so good. Exhale the hands down. Good. All righty, here we go. We've got another vinyasa and moving into the standing poses on the other side. It's getting stormy in Georgia. This will be interesting. All right, here we go. You might hear some rain, some thunder. That's awesome though, isn't it? Okay, because we don't have music. All right, so here we go. Inhaling up. Exhaling, fall forward, forward fold. Just let it all go, don't worry. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, knees or toes. Resist all the way down, draw those elbows in. And resist to the hover. Big inhale. Tops of the feet on the mat, hips released, shoulders, arms pressing up. All right, tuck toes, come to down dog. All right, couple breaths in down dog. Remember that lunge, we're gonna do that. Remember if you need to bring that foot forward or not. Try just pressing off the back foot, reaching now the left foot forward. Adjust as you need to, ankle under knee. So important, strong structure there. Straighten the back leg, if you can, all the way and press through the heel. All 5 toes and the ball of the foot digging in the mat. Inhale towards the midline of the body, bring everything in and up into our exalted warrior. Send the shoulder blades down, lengthen the arms, find your warrior gaze and breathe. Drop the back heel at an angle. The front heel should be about in line with the arch of the back foot. Send the hips forward. Deepen the lunge if you can. Reach through the arms. Warrior 1. Find your warrior gaze and breathe. Practicing focus and strength. We're keeping it active. It's deceiving how strenuous yoga can be when it's so still at times. But that's the power of it. Let's inhale to a warrior 2. So we open the shoulders, the hips, the legs, everything. Turn the head. Deepen the bend. Make sure the hips are all the way open. And if the knee has rolled forward, rock it back out. Pull the belly button in, send the tailbone down. Lengthen from both fingertips out. Find your warrior gaze. That is your warrior 2. Turn the palms up. Graceful warrior. Front hand goes to the ceiling. Follow it with the eye line. Drop the back arm. Bend the knee. Drop the head back. Look past. It's a balancing pose. It's so pretty though. Breathe into that. Inhale back. Keep in this warrior 2. We'll move to side angle. Make sure the shoulders are over the hips. Nice and grounded in both feet. Turn the palms towards the front body. Hands on the clock, 6 and 12. Front hand goes down either on the thigh or forearm connects with the inner thigh. Look up, reach up, keep opening the arms and shoulders. Pull the belly button in and breathe. Let's inhale back. Strong warrior 2 again. Straighten the front leg. Make sure the hips have migrated forward. Now, keep the legs strong and straight. Send the front hand forward. Grab block or anything if you need to. Turn the palms. Take the hands on the clock, 6 and 12. Look up, reach up. Remember that imaginary wall we're behind. Never sacrifice death by letting the upper body come forward. Got a little rotation in the rib cage, the upper body. Sides are different, honor them. You might be deeper on one side or the other, that's fine. And breathe. Good, beautiful. All right, now bend the front knee, take the top hand down, helicopter it down, lift the back heel. Get on all 5 toes, the ball of the foot in that lunge. Scoot the back foot forward, about 3 feet behind the front foot and a little bit out, either parallel or back foot angled in. Straighten the front leg, both legs are straight. Bring the back hip forward, twist it forward, even the weight out between the feet, and then Extend the top of the head towards the big toe. Keep it active, lengthening the spine, warming up and opening the backs of the legs in pyramid. Keep breathing. Also in an inversion here, it's really good. All right, now bend the front knee. We'll move into Buddha squat. So take the right foot to the outside edge of the mat, heel in, toes out, and then mirror that on the other side, heels in, toes out. Hands are supported, bend the knees, keep bending the knees, dropping the hips. Connect, if you're available, if you can, connect the triceps into the inner thighs. Prayer pose with the hands. Bring the thumbs into the sternum. Bring the wrists even with the elbows. Lift the heart and drop the hips. You might be up really high. You might have to stay supported. I'm going to show them like staying supported with the hands either there or on the floor even. That's fine as you try to drop the hips. As your hips open and you gain flexibility, this will happen. It takes time. All right, let's come on down. There's no graceful way of getting out. We just come on down on the mat. Still haven't figured that one out. All right, we're going to do our mat work now. Yay! Bet you're ready. All right, so now we're going to go into butterfly. In butterfly, the soles of the feet are together. The knees are bent. You want to draw your feet in towards the midline of the body as long as you can stay nice and straight in the low back. If you start rounding back or the pubic bone rolls back, then you've got to maybe lengthen out the legs. You've got to be able to sit up nice and tall and stack those vertebrae in the shoulders or the hips. So Linda's going to be a little more extended, and she's been practicing over time. She has two, but she's going to do this as the, what are you doing?
You can use the
Oh, you totally can use the blanket if you need to. Yeah, that's great. So we're going to do a flexed spine, flexed versus extended in this one. It's a very active pose. It's not just like fall over forward. So we need a grip. We're going to use our grip strength. So basket grip on the front of the toes. Really hold that tight. We're going to use it to pull the top of the head down. Keep the knees working towards the floor. On an exhale, pull the belly button in around the shoulders. Tuck the chin until it's uncomfortable. We stimulate the thyroid, and that's really good. So do it till it's uncomfortable and claustrophobic. Pull the top of the head towards the toes. If you can close the circle, great. You might not be able to. That's fine. Just keep trying to close it. And then send the center of the belly out, round even more. Keep breathing. Keep rounding. It's very active. It's intense, and that's good. We're nice and warm. We can handle it. So good. Making space in the spine. Stretching the back. Very good. All right, inhale up. Nice. All right, now we'll go into our seated forward fold. Go ahead and take the right foot to the corner of the mat at a slight angle with a flexed foot. Take the left foot up alongside the inner thigh. We're really connected. Again, we're creating all these connections to stabilize. So we've got this all the energy going in circles and dynamics. So we're going to also maybe pull the muscle away from the sits bones and move into a seated forward fold. We're going to use an extended spine on this one. Let's go ahead and make a kickstand with the left hand, right hand, your right hand, my left, and lengthen the other hand up. All right, we're going to reach forward and out towards the opposite side of the leg. Now here's the important thing. So Linda, go ahead and round the upper back once. That's a flex spine. Go ahead and extend it. Beautiful. Now, even more, send the shoulder blade back and down and bring the heart, there you go. See the difference? So important. So you might just be here because of your hamstring and all that. You're still working hard as long as you're lengthening the spine and hinging forward. So wherever you're at, that's fine. But just keep in mind, the goal is not to touch the head and round down. The goal is to fold like a piece of paper. So the next thing that would be my rib cage. My spine is still straight. So that's what we're doing. And over time, it'll happen. All right, but remember, you're working just as hard and getting all of the benefit as someone who's either naturally more flexible or who's been practicing longer. Other side. Keep the foot flexed as if you're standing on it. Again, we don't soften things. We want to keep it engaged. We're working even when we're still. All right, so we're going to tent the fingers out. The reason I like this instead of always reaching forward with an extended spine is I can roll that shoulder back and keep the heart lifted better if I've got a little bit of resistance there, and I'm kind of engaged by having my arm out here. All right, so let's go ahead and reach forward at wherever you're at. Roll the shoulders back, pull the heart forward, keep extending the spine. Roll longer. Imagine that the vertebrae are like little hinges. You've got a yardstick from the back of your head to your tailbone. And if you bend those vertebrae, those hinges, you'll break it. You don't want that. All right, keep breathing through it. We find breath, we find release, especially in the exhale. All right, come on up. Good. Okay. Now we're going to bring both feet straight out from the hips and flexed. We'll use that peace finger hold. Pointer, middle finger, slide it where flip-flops go. Take the thumb to the toenail. Now walk the hips back. Linda's going to start with bent knees because maybe she doesn't have the hamstring flexibility yet, and that's fine because this again is a flexed spine. So we're going to roll the shoulders back and want to grow up out of the shoulders. Instead of turtling the head forward, keep the back of the head in line. Just think of flexed feet, strong grip, rolling the shoulders back and bringing the heart forward. We're not rounding. This takes a long time to get used to. We have to build our back strength. It gives us beautiful posture over time and a really open sternum, and it's strong and it's pretty. So it's worth the discomfort. Breathe into it. It really is. You feel so good after you work so hard. Create space and mobility and fluidity in your body. All right, come on up. Excellent. All right, let's go into our seated twists. Spinal twists are important. We're going to twist the upper spine and later we'll twist the lower spine. We're going to take the left foot over the right. Linda's going to leave that foot extended. I'm going to bend mine back. Either one is fine. But if you bend it back, the tendency is to sit on the heel, and my rib cage is poking out, and the sits bone is not rooted in the mat. Bring it forward and feel both sits bones, so I have a nice stacked spine. Better alignment, a lot safer. If you can, put all the foot into the mat, or as much as you can on the opposite side. All right, we're going to hug that knee. We're going to take our right arm and hug our left knee and sit up nice and tall. We don't want to lean back. We want to be stacked. Open up the opposite shoulder, rotate it around, but bring the hand to the heel of the hand to the hip, not away from it. We don't want to lean back. We want to sit up nice and straight and press into it, tenting the fingers to lengthen the spine. On the exhale, use the arm strength to pull and twist from the bottom rib to the shoulders. What is rotating is the rib cage to the shoulders. You can add the head in without using the head to twist because the neck is delicate. We don't want to do that. So inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. We're wringing out the core. Inhale and twist. Keep twisting. Maybe you've moved back from the left hip. Make sure you're evenly seated in the hips. Okay, let's turn it back around. Let's do the other side. Extend both legs. Take the right foot over the left now. Bend it back or leave it flexed and strong. Find both sits bones evenly in the mat. We're going to take the left hand and hug that knee. Sit up nice and tall. Open up that shoulder by rotating it around, tenting the fingers back behind the back hip. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. It's like you're trying to drag the rib across the thigh, the far rib across the thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. See how Linda's coming out of it a little bit? That's good too. Do that again. Inhale, she rotates and lifts. She exhales, she twists. Get that ringing motion. It's really good. All right, let's exhale back around to the center. Okay, we get to go down to our backs now. But we got to get there the way that is beneficial. Plant both feet into the mat. Really use the feet and the legs here. Your hip distance apart. Keep the knees from rocking in or out. Extend the arms or hold on here if your core is not as strong, and you'll build strength this way. 2. If you want to start this way, extend the arms. Now exhale, round the spine. Pull the belly button in. Imagine the vertebrae from the tailbone all the way up and lay one at a time as best you can by rounding and lowering. Press into the feet, use the legs, use the resistance of the hands. You might hit a flat spot or a weak spot, but try and catch it. Use the legs as much as you need to, like Linda's doing, and take your time coming all the way down with control. That's the name of the game. Alrighty, let's bring the heels to the hips, or the hips to the heels, as best you can. We're going to do a bridging. So go ahead and let the arms, palms down, come alongside the body. But tuck the chin and roll the shoulders back. We're trying to get as much of the back and the spine on the mat at all times. Alrighty, we're opening up space in the body. To bridge, we're going to press into the arms, hands, and feet, and we'll lift the hips. So go ahead and pull the belly button in, peel the tailbone up, press into the feet, roll the shoulders back, press into the hands, triceps, and shoulders, and lift the hips as high as you can. Keep the knees hip distance apart. They might want to go in or out. Try and keep them stable by pressing into the big toe. Now roll down from the top to the bottom with control. We're going to move into a bridge flow. Arms are going to leave the feet and the hips where they are. Inhale the arms all the way over the head to the back of the hands, come to the floor. On the exhale, we're going to lift the hips and the hands. All right, take a deep inhale. Exhale, press into the feet, lift the hips, bring the arms up and over all the way to the mat. Lift the hips as high as you can. On the inhale, reverse that process. Drop the hips, open the arms. Bridge flow. Let's do that again. Exhale, bring the hips up, arms over. Press them all the way down, lift the hips as high as you can. And inhale, come all the way open. Leave the hips here now, and just bring the arms back over. Awesome. All right, one more hip opener and a spinal twist, and we're good to go. Take the right foot, flex it, and bring it ankle on top of the left thigh. So you've got this figure 4. Bring the left foot up, the knee up towards the shoulder. Bring the hands around that thigh on the left side, behind the thigh if you can, and then pull that knee towards the chest. You want to keep the shoulders and the top and the back of the head on the mat. Create as much sensation. We're nice and warm, so you can go deep with this. You can even use the elbow on the right side to rotate that thigh out. This is a hip opener. We need these. We need these if we sit a lot or we run a lot. Those hip flexors shorten, and they mess with the pelvic girdle and bring it out of line, and we have low back problems. So opening up the hips is huge for relieving back pain. This is a good one for that. All right, now leave the legs here, but take the arms out from the shoulders. Tee them out, palms down to stabilize. We're moving into our supine spinal twist. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to take our legs over to the left, head to the right. Good. So we're anchoring through our shoulders. Now, if you have tight shoulders, that opposite shoulder, the right shoulder, might be lifted. That's okay. Over time, it'll come down, but just reach through that hand to counterbalance it. Whatever the shape the legs take on the other side, let them. This is where gravity is doing the work. We're not pushing into this pose, we're releasing into it. We're moving towards relaxation. All right, inhale the legs back up. Let's do the other side. So take the right foot down, take the left one, flex it on top of the right knee, thread the hands behind the right thigh, tuck the chin, shoulders and head on the mat. Exhale, pull that thigh towards the shoulder. If you'd like, use that elbow to rotate that opposite thigh out. Use the breath. Use that exhale to really release into it. The pose is creating the tension that we want. The exhale can release into it and find more space. We normally tense up when we feel that discomfort. We're learning to override that signal and safely find more space in the body. Good. All right, leave the feet here and the legs here. Extend the arms out, palms down. Take an inhale. On the exhale, go over to the right now. Let the legs take whatever shape they're going to take. Turn the head, reach to the opposite hand, and then release into it. If you'd like, you can close your eyes. We're moving towards relaxation. So let's inhale back up. Let's put our legs in that butterfly pose, soles of the feet together. Knife edges come down to the mat. The knees are bent, the knees flop open. Bring the hands to the abdomen, but let the shoulders, triceps, and elbows slide down to the floor. And in initial relaxation, we're still actively using the breath. Our eyes are closed. We're keying in on all the sensations of residual tension, and we're breathing it away. With every exhale, soften the muscles, the face, the torso, the limbs. Breathe it away. Everything softens as if we're melting into the mat. Really use that exhale Draw it out and release. We're using the mind and the breath together. So important. At the beginning we used the mind and the breath to activate, and now we're using it to release and disengage. We have to be able to work at both ends of the spectrum. All right, moving into final relaxation. We're going to extend the legs to the corners of the mat, letting the feet flop open, drawing the back of the hands down to the floor. We even let go of the conscious effort with the breath, and we let it return to its normal cadence and depth. This is called corpse pose, but it's meant to just visualize and picture and enable us to take as much energy out of the body as we can release, and let the body take the shape it would if there was nothing helping it. No energetic engagement, so just release the breath. We even want to disengage from active thought. We still have thoughts, but they're like clouds floating by, and we don't tether to them. We detach and let them go by. And we train ourselves into this deep relaxation called Savasana. I could leave you here longer, but please feel free to turn off the video and spend a little more time in Savasana. Otherwise, wiggle fingers and toes, bring a little bit of life back into the body. Draw the heels together, hands overhead, and just a gentle inhale and a soft stretch. And then you're going to want to just roll over to one side or the other, kind of curl up. And this is just so that we can open our eyes, we can let the fluids in our body stabilize, we can make a gentle re-entry into the day, into the moment. And we'll take the top hand and press it into the mat and come back to our seated posture from the beginning for just 2 more breaths to finish out the practice. All right, let's inhale up, exhale down. Let's inhale into our prayer mudra, and let's draw that through our head and our hearts. Namaste.
Namaste.
God bless your day. Thank you for practicing with me.